Right, how are we doing for numbers? Let's have a little look. 68 people, wonderful. How's everybody doing? Let's just give it a couple more minutes. We've got nearly 200, well, I've got nearly 300 people who signed up, so let's just give it a couple of minutes and see where everyone comes in. Welcome everyone, thank you so much. 70 people, wonderful, thank you so much. Very excited to be showing you some things today. So, Sonia raised her hand, okay. So let me see how this works. I've not done this before. Sonia, okay, can you message? I've not done this webinar before, so I'm just trying to figure out what Sonia raising her hand means. Can you message me, Sonia? And message me. Hello, hello. Good evening from Amersham, Buckinghamshire. Hello. Great. Thank you very much for little messages. That's wonderful. And I'm not sure how to respond to you, Sonia, from raising your hand. Let's see. Polls, Q&A, maybe it's in Q&A. No? Sonia, raised my hand by mistake. Okay, I didn't know what that meant, so that's fine. So hello, everybody. Thank you to me today. Mel as well, hello. And Alex, wonderful. So we are just going to give it a few minutes for everyone to arrive, and thank you so much. Hopefully it looks okay for you. Yes, if anyone would like to leave their email addresses, that would be wonderful. You can send them privately, which I understand people might want to, because you don't necessarily want everybody having their email addresses. So if you could leave me your email addresses, that would be wonderful. And whilst we're just waiting for people to join, I would like some people, we're going to be erasing traumas today. So who's got traumas at the ready that they'd like me to be clearing? So have a think about what traumas you'd like me to be clearing, and I will help you with them. So Mies, yes, a few of you have traumas ready to go. I'm just going to have a quick read through this. Hello, 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 everybody. Karen and Mary Annick, they're from Oxfordshire. Hope you're well and safe. Hope everyone's well. Hello, all over the country. Me. Thank you, Rachel, for your email address. That would be wonderful. So what we're going to be doing, question. Now I have to see what the question is. Thank you very much, Mel, for your email address. That's wonderful. That's gone privately to me. So anyone that's leave their email address will be very, very grateful. So what we're going to be doing today, I'm just going to give you a minute to understand it. I'm going to wait for 100 people and then start properly. So what we're going to be doing is erasing emotional traumas. So any trauma that's happened to you in the past, when you think about it, makes you upset. So something which can, you know, maybe something happened when you were a child, or maybe something happened, you know, recently there was a breakup or somebody died, or all these horrible things that have happened to you. That's the sort of things I'm going to be working on today, not themes. So themes would be something which happened repeatedly. I can do those, but that's for private sessions. It's a bit boring doing it on a live session. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So email addresses, you may need to write down the email addresses before people log off. You may lose the messages when people log off. Mel, thank you for that. I think when I've recorded Zoom before, I've managed to have the dialogue box and it tells you, but that's doing a normal Zoom. So I'm not sure if that's true or not. Okay. If Mel, if you could write them down, that'd be really helpful, because I need to pay attention to it, hopefully. Normally there is a written box for anyone who's communicating in that way. Let's fingers crossed it's going to be working. And the Q&As, I've got 7. Okay, and I've got some email addresses there, wonderful. Thank you very, very much. And the questions is fine. Okay, right. So lots of people, 90 people. Right, let's go for it. Thank you very much, everybody. You can't see the private ones, Mel. Okay. I think I'm going to have a private dialogue box. That's what I've had before when I've done it. So thank you very much for the heads up, but I think it'll work. So hello and welcome to Mind, Body, Spirit. My name is Antonia Harman, and I'm here doing the first of the webinars for the exhibitors. I was meant to be on stage speaking as well, and unfortunately due to COVID, we haven't had that. So that's very upsetting for many people. Hi, Chris. Chris is one of my students as well. So thank you very much for being here, and I will be dissolving emotional traumas today. So the way I see it, emotion is just stagnated energy. Even the words, the clue, emotional energy in motion. You know, when you hang around someone who's sad or angry or upset, you spend literally 5 seconds with them and they're literally radiating it. You can feel it coming off them. If they're angry, we even have words for it in our language. You can say you can cut the energy with a knife, cut the air with a knife. When you walk into a room after someone's had a fight, you can feel it so much. It's radiating off people. I think it's like a gas. I actually think it's like a fart. You can smell it when you walk into the room, and you can feel it and know what's going on in that way. So what I can do, I've spent 13 years, I've had a really weird old time. I spent the last 13 years, and much of it in a trance, and I've been awakening my latent abilities. Because I believe us all to be gods and goddesses. You, my dear friends, gods and goddesses who forgot how blooming awesome you really are. Because you truly, truly are incredible. And I have awoken some of my abilities, and now I can instantly erase emotional trauma, which is super fun. It's really, really cool, and it's really, really helpful. And this is even, all I'm showing you today is something that I teach in level 1. This is a level 1 skill. And I'll be telling you more about the classes later, but this is something you learn in level 1. I was just teaching this weekend. There's another class coming up on the 13th and 14th of June. And there's one also in July. I'm teaching monthly. I will be offering a special deal. I'll be giving you 20% off if you book today. I put my PayPal at the top of the page, so you can pay me via PayPal if you would like to, and that would make it for the weekend workshop $200 rather than $250. So let me start. So I'm just going to dive right in and do some work and start to clear traumas for people. So let me see who, somebody said that they had somebody pass recently. Hang on a second. Let me just see where that was. Let me just scroll down and find this. Righty-ho. My husband just passed away. Jaya, are you still there? Just let me know that you're still there, Jaya, Jaya, Jaya Palmer. Jaya, lovely. Okay, so I'm going to do a little demonstration of what I can do, and I'll be working on a few people during the course of this call. So basically, all I need for Jaya to do is to feel it. So to close your eyes and to think about your husband's passing and all the grief associated. It's obviously a very upsetting situation for you. I'm just going to write a little note for you so I remember who I'm working on. So I just need you to feel it. So as long as you can feel it, if you can open that Pandora's box of emotions and really feel it, then I can dissolve it for you, hopefully. Most of the time I can. So, Jaya, please just close your eyes and feel it, and I'll be empathetically able to feel you in there, and just drop into that emotion and give me 30 seconds maybe around that, and I will be able to clear it. So I'm going to go quiet for just a second. So bear with me and let me clear this for Jaya, and then you can respond with how it feels. Okay, you're in it. I can feel that. Let me do that right now. Okay, so hopefully that's gone. Jaya, how is that feeling? Does that feel better? Hopefully. So basically, I think that emotion is energy, as I've said before, and it's just this bubble of energy around us. And as I said, I often mention it as a fart because it's a gas around us. But basically, what I can do is, you have all this Pandora's box of emotions, and when you open it, I'm able to access it. And then I'm able to dissolve it fairly instantly. And so then it just feels empty. You've already had the fireworks. The fireworks are the grief, are the anger, are the upset, are all the emotions that you've been experiencing for such a long time. This feels empty. It's just nothing there. There's nothing, that you just don't feel anything. People can mistake it for being numb, but it's not numb. It's just empty, and emptiness is peace. People are unaware of what peace is. We've never really experienced peace because, I don't know, this world as it is. So you're not really sure what peace really is. Peace is just empty. It's flat. There's nothing happening. Happy is an emotion. Bliss is an emotion. It's actually an action. There's something going on. When you've actually found peace within something, then it's just flat. It's just nothing there. So Jay, how you just said, yes, thank you. Does that just feel peaceful now? So obviously it will be a very traumatic event, but now you should just more relaxed towards it. It feels like it's resolved or empty, or that gut-wrenching grief is now gone. Is that accurate, please, Jaya? And we will work on. Jaya says yes. Woohoo! That's good, isn't it? And as I said, this is all things that I teach. This is level 1 stuff. So all my students I was working on yesterday can all do this. So yes. Does peace sometimes feel like boredom, from Alex Percy? No, not really. I don't know. I think boredom is often some sort of resistance against something. Like you're looking for something. Peace is just chilled. Yeah, like boredom, you're like looking for entertainment. You're just like, yeah, no, boredom and peace are different things. Peace is just super relaxed and super calm and not really searching for anything else, because you actually feel at peace, you feel calm, you feel okay. So let's have a look. So we're going to be doing phobias as well. So if anyone's got a phobia, we can do that. And we're working on several people working on these different things and clearing traumas for everybody. So I'll just do a couple, then I'll tell you a bit more about myself. So I just wanted to start strong. So lovely. Let me have a little look through this and see the questions. Actually, have a look at the Q&As over here. Breakup, anonymous attendee. Breakup from my boyfriend leaving in November broke my heart, and I'm still struggling, feel unable to move on but want to. How do I? I don't know your name because it says an anonymous attendee. Are you still there? I just want to make sure that you're still there, otherwise I can't work on you. So anonymous attendee, please just let me know that you are still there. And yes, the one I just read out about the breakup in November. Please just let me know. I'm here. Kira? Yes, Kira, I think your name is. Hi. So your boyfriend broke up with you in November and you're still heartbroken. Wonderful. So please, my dear, will you please close your eyes and think about the situation? Just really just drop into that heartbreak. Feel it as much as you possibly can. And I will hopefully be able to clear it for you. So just drop into that, please, Kira. Okay, Kira, how's that? That should just feel empty and at peace. So I'll just wait for Kira to respond to us and let us know that that's hopefully worked. And I will, yes, I feel lighter. Does it feel, yeah, try and tune into it now. Everyone who I work on, please try and tune into it and try to find the emotions. Try to find the heartbreak, loneliness, rejection, betrayal, whatever the emotions associated that you had. See if you can find them. And you should just be searching for them internally, and you're so familiar with them, and then suddenly you're just like, well, where the hell's that gone? I can't find it. It's just empty. It's just gone. So let's wait for Kira to respond. And yes, I want to tell you a bit more about myself and how I got into all of this stuff, because it's all very interesting, I think. So I never really expected to be a healer. A lot of people are wounded healers who've come from, family doing that sort of work. I didn't. My dad's a lawyer, my mom's an artist. And I just ended up stumbling on a class, and I did one class and I wasn't very convinced about it. And then I ended up, my best friend burst her eardrum 5 times. And she went to the doctor, the specialist and the surgeon, and it was £4,500 to have surgery done, and only a 50% success rate anticipated. The doctors didn't really know what was wrong with her, but they were going to do their best and open her up and do their best to try to help her in the way that, medicine does, the way that surgery does. But they didn't really know, but obviously they were going to try to help. And that's the only avenue that, she'd assumed it was possible. And I'd assume it's possible because, I grew up my mum's very pro taking a lot of pills and Western medicine. So, I had no idea what could be done. And I just done this one workshop and I just thought this was just very strange. I'm not sure I believe any of this stuff. I was doing TV presenting and modeling, living, you know, a very different sort of lifestyle. And anyway, I was walking down the street with Lucy, and before her surgery, as I said, 50% success rate, £4,500. And she falls on the ground in Notting Hill in the street and just starts screaming, going, ah, fix my ear, help me, please fix my ear, and weeping and screaming and swearing. And I went, what do you mean, help you? What the heck am I going to be able to do to help you? How can I possibly help you? I don't. She goes, you're a healer now. And I went, I'm not sure I am a healer now. I've done one workshop. What? And she just said, you're a healer now. Please, please, please just try. And I went, try? We've not covered ears. I've done a 5-day course. I don't know anything about blooming ears. So anyway, I walked down the street with her. We walked into a bar. And I put my hands on her ears and I started channeling energy. And to my utter disbelief, I was channeling and something started coming out of her ear. And I was just putting my hands on her ear and I was just feeding this thing through. And it looked like a snake made out of heat waves. And she's screaming, going, get it out, get it out. And I'm like, what am I doing? And I'm pulling this thing out. And I'm pulling it out and out and out, feeding it like a rope. And it was about 1.5 feet long. And it just looked like a snake in heat waves was wriggling around on the ground. And then she goes, do the other side, do the other side. And I did the other side. And a smaller one came out, same sort of thing. And it was about 6 to 9 inches long. And that was in 2007. And she's never had earache since. And in a second, I was my epiphany moment. In just a few seconds, I suddenly thought, holy moly, what is this stuff? Medicine's missing a trick. Obviously, medicine does have some very useful things, especially in a car crash. I'd rather not have a homeopath in a car crash. You want to make sure that you've got medical care and those sorts of things. But medicine is definitely missing a trick because that's not something medicine would have been able to do. No way. And it was a miracle. And it blew my socks off. And I, on that day, just changed everything around in my career. And I just thought, I can't imagine anything more interesting or magical or wonderful than this. And I've spent the last 13 years learning this stuff, developing it all. And a lot of the time I've spent it in a trance state. As I said, I believe you guys and myself to be gods and goddesses. And I spent so long in a trance, and that means I'm completely doolally. I wake up in the morning and I'm brain dead. I'm not in this dimension. I'm somewhere else. I can't read. I can't do anything. There's a lot of Netflix. There's a lot of Netflix and not really going out the house. There were times I couldn't leave the house for a month at a time because I just didn't have the strength. And you could think that was something similar to chronic fatigue syndrome or some tiredness illness in some capacity. But if it was something I had to do, like it was my mum's birthday or somewhere I had to go and something I needed to be done, I would be fine and I'd be able to get up and do it. And my energy would come back as the day proceeded, and I feel good around 7, 8 o'clock. Glass of wine would help because it disconnects you from source. So it's actually, I quite liked being disconnected from source sometimes because it was just too much. And just deep exhaustion, like tired in your bones. My fiance is a professional Thai boxer, and he used to do boxing training every day, living in a Thai boxing camp. You know, he used to be a pro fighter, and he started having some of these downloads now, and it's a level of tiredness he's never experienced as a pro athlete, never experienced it. It's tired in your bones, like crawling. I had to get to a cup of tea, I had to shimmy down the stairs on my butt and then crawl into the kitchen, put the kettle on, and then collapse again. And I would just be in and out of trances. And as I said, not leaving the house for a month. So this COVID thing, as awful as it is actually quite familiar to me. So I couldn't leave the house for a long time because all it was doing was switching on light switches within my energy system. And this is what I do. I teach this. I awaken abilities within you guys. And it's much easier for you than it was for me. This took me years to learn the big eraser, which is the energy that I'm using today. It took me years and years and years to learn and perfect. And now, if people can connect to it, it works. That's the only caveat. If people are disassociated from their emotions, they can't open that Pandora's box and really feel it, then that can be the issue. so they can't connect to it. If they can't connect to it, then I can't solve it. But normally if people can connect to it, then I can resolve it. And now I'm getting into bigger stuff. So I think I figured out, so I wasn't sure if I was going to talk to you guys about this, but I think it's quite interesting because I think I figured out what disease really is. So I think disease is a densification of emotion. Now, Louise Hayes and Yvette Rose and various people have explained this in a different way, but I think it's literally a gas, liquid, solid. And I'll tell you my reasoning for it. I ended up with an ovarian cyst recently, and I didn't realize I had an ovarian cyst. I just had pain having sex, and I didn't realize what it was. And I went and had a scan, and they figured out that I had an ovarian cyst. And then I used this wonderful book, which I use all the time, which is Yvette Rose, Metaphysical Anatomy, and I use it all the time. And it has the emotional reasons behind disease. Similar to Louise Hayes, You Can Heal Your Life, which I'm sure you guys are all familiar with, but much more in depth. And I went through each sentence by sentence in that book. And it all resonated for me. And I use this energy, the big eraser, but a more advanced version. There are 4 levels at the moment. So the sort of level 4 stuff. I use the level 4 stuff, and I managed to clear these, work on these emotions. And over the course of, so a cyst as well as a liquid, isn't it? It's a bubble of fluid. So I managed to transmute it back into a gas, which meant that I got really annoyed because there was energy of real annoyance and frustration around me, which was the reasoning behind it in the first place. But in the course of 3 days, my cyst went. And I know my cyst went because I no longer had belly pain and pain during sex. It went. And then obviously I went and had a second scan afterwards, and NHS does it after 5 weeks, and it was completely gone, no trace of it. So that, I was thinking, well, that is a liquid, and dissolving it back into a solid. I've had this with a number of people that I've worked on. I had, interestingly, at the Mind, Body, Spirit in Birmingham last year, a lady came up to the stand, Julie, and my student worked on her. And she came and said that she had a lot of pain in her body. She was really worried about walking around the festival for several hours because of the amount of pain. And my student, Dolly, said to her, she worked out that she had control and frustration issues. So with the control and frustration issues, she spent 4 minutes with her. And this lady went off. She booked on the course, and I didn't really know anything about it. I saw her in January, and she came on the course, and she told me she had fibromyalgia. And she was 80% pain-free from what Dolly had done in 4 minutes, which just blew me away. And we managed, over the course of the 2 days, I did a little bit of work on her. And then by the end of it, she was totally pain-free. And she was holding on to her back, just going, it's on my Instagram. She was holding on to her back, just saying, oh my goodness, I'm pain-free. I can't believe it. It's the first time in I think it was 4 or 5 years, I'm completely pain-free, and just completely blown away by it. So chronic pain is a liquid. Think about it. Fibromyalgia, obviously the doctors don't understand it fully, but it's a pain that moves around the body. It's in different places at different times. And that's a liquid. It fits into the formula, whereas something like a tumor is very, very dense matter. It's very hard, a tumor, if I don't know if you've ever felt one. It's very hard, and it's not actually painful if you touch it, but it's just a big lump, and that's a solid. So I think it works as a solid to a liquid to a gas, which is actually quite interesting. And even when you look at, and then the formula works in so many ways, because they, that people are losing weight, they now say that it's, because I always wonder where the weight goes. When you lose weight, do you poop it out? Do you wee it out? Where does it go? And the new school of thought is that it comes out through your breath. You exhale it. That's what they say. So you actually burn the fat and you exhale it. So it goes from a solid into a liquid probably around your bloodstream, and then it goes into a gas, but it comes out of you as air. Gas, solid, liquid, gas. Everything fits into it. Even when you're writing, think about anything that's ever been created. It started off as a thought in someone's head. That chair you're sitting on, the bed you're sitting on, wherever you are, that started out as a thought in somebody's head. And that thought was then, they used a pen and they wrote, and they drew it, which is a liquid. A pen is a liquid. They drew it into plans, and then somebody made it into a physical thing. Everything exists from solid, liquid, gas. And then I don't know if this is the creation story, whether it's true or not, I don't know. We don't know. But the creation story is God thinking things into existence. It's thoughts creating solid. It's manifesting. And I think we manifest disease in the same way by having these emotional traumas which are stagnated in us. So I'm going to work on somebody else now. So sorry, Bal, what energy? Sorry, I didn't hear what you mentioned. It's all called divine empowerment, or the energy that we're working on. I've created, this is my lineage. I've awoken some of my latent abilities. Everything's under the divine empowerment umbrella. This energy that I'm using is called the Big Eraser, which is what I teach to my level 1 students. And the next course, as I said, is on the 18th and 19th of July. And you will be able to do this. I promise you, every one of my students can. And there's more cool stuff besides. There is, I love, this is a really cool one as well, because I just like fun stuff. Changing the taste of wine using energy. It's a wonderful party trick. We did it yesterday. I was teaching over the weekend. And you can make a mediocre wine into something really good. I know it's not water into wine. It's not nearly as good as he was, for sure. But you can make an okay bottle of wine into something really fantastic. And I do like a glass of wine. So that's a really fun thing. Meditation hacks is another really cool one. Quietening people's minds. So yeah, that's really cool. So let's see who's got some traumas. Let me just have a look through here. I had a phobia a second ago that someone was mentioning. Let me just go on about this. I'd love for you to hear my phobia of being sick. Oh, so you're worried about contracting an illness. Was it Leanne Price? Leanne Price, are you still there? And it's so you're worried about contracting possibly COVID or contracting different illnesses, is that right? Let's wait for Leanne to come back and just confirm. And I will do, has anyone got spider phobias? Because a few of you have got spider phobias, hands up or type if you've got spider phobias, because I will do everyone's spider phobias at the same time. Leanne's about vomiting. So anyone, so I'm going to work on Leanne now. And anyone who's got a spider phobia, just tell me. Mel's got spiders, great. Hi, Mel. Mel's, I think if it's the right Mel, it's the guy who owns Mind Body Spirit. So thank you for your support, my dear Mel. Lovely friend of mine. And so thank you. So anyone else who's got spider phobia, hands up, and I will do that. And I will, because it's a very common one. I've got lots of questions here. I'm just scrolling through. Right, I will, yeah, so anyone who's got spider fans, everybody tell me who's got spider fans while I just do a quick thing on Leanne, and she's got a fear of vomiting. Okay, so Leanne, please close your eyes and think about vomiting. And I will help you out. Okay, so just close your eyes and focus on vomiting as much as you possibly can. Really visualize it. Okay, and I will do that for you now. Okay, get really into it. Yeah, then I have to feel it in my body empathetically. I've got it and I will help you. Okay, Leanne, how's that feeling? Let me know how you are. And then I've got a lot of spider people, I think, hopefully. Probably about 10 of you or something. Spider phobia, lovely. All you spider phobic people. We will do you all in one blast. Why not? Okay, cool. So Leanne, get back to me whilst I'm working on the spider people. And everybody who's got a spider phobia, think about spiders crawling on your arm. Freak out. It's okay. Freak out just for a few seconds and I will clear it for you all. Okay, everyone just get yourself into that upset state. Sorry, you're going to have to feel it just this once and then you should be fine. Okay, I'll do it for you now. Okay. Okay, now all you spider phobic people, think of spiders crawling on your arm and see how you feel now. Does that still feel upsetting to you? Is it still freaking you out? It should feel more neutral. Mel said, wow, woohoo. Okay, Leanne, I could really feel the energy moving. I feel calm now. Thank you so much. Good. And I love a wow. I always get wows. I love wows. So, how are you all spider people? How's that feeling now? You're welcome, Mel. Felt right arm too cold. Didn't affect me. Didn't affect me after. Wow, thank you. Much better now, thank you. And if anyone is watching this at home later, this will still work on you. I've embedded that energy within the data because it's really clever, the energy that I'm working with. Much better. You 7:30 talked about a cyst in your stomach. I have a terrible cyst acne, really struggling to. But when NS, I'd be happy to help you, but that would be something I would do in a private session. No problem at all, but that would be something I do one-to-one because it's too long-winded to be doing on here. I'm just doing solo traumas and phobias today, but happily to help anyone. So please, my website's divineempowerment.co.uk. If you want to learn how to do these things for yourself, then please do sign up to the course. As I said, the one of the coolest energies on it that people seem to like is meditation hacks. So I normally manage to get people into the deepest state of meditation by teaching those meditation hacks in a few seconds, which is really cool. So that's a really nice thing to be able to do, which is something I learned on level 1. Do people have chatty heads? Because I can do another little magic trick on everybody. I'm just thinking something might be fun for everybody to be done at the same time. So is everyone monkey brained? Because I think that would be quite a fun thing to do, because I can block your monkey brain. I can stop your monkey brain from being monkeys, because I think that's an external source. I think they're multidimensional beings, which are actually having that chatter in our head. So I think that's what it is. So would anyone like me to work on their monkey brains? Because all you need to do is sit quietly and I should be able to block your monkey brains, which will be quite fun to do in 85 people in one go. So I will do that. If everyone's got chatty brains, let me show you what it's like to be you without having an outside influence talking rubbish to you, or these reverse cheerleaders telling you all sorts of stuff which isn't very positive. You know, you're not good enough, you're too poor, fat, stupid, whatever it might be. All these voices telling you that you're not good enough in so many different ways. Let me show you what it is like to be in walking meditation. I live in walking meditation. I don't have all this chatter in my head, and I will block it for you. I will just put a force field around you with your consent. So everyone needs to be consenting. You don't need to say it on the screen, but just know internally whether you consent and make a decision in your own minds and hearts whether you want to do this. If you don't, just decide that you don't want to, and then it won't affect you. But if you do, then I shall block your monkey brains, and then you can see what it's like to have a quiet head. Okay, let's do that for you now. Okay, I'm going to hold that space for you and read some messages, and you see what it's like to have a quiet head. And let me know. I'm holding that space for you. Okay. How's that feeling everyone's heads? Is it nice and quiet? I'm just reading through these. Thank you for your emails. I've just put my email address in there. It's, on my website, it's divineempowerment.co.uk. If you were asking me, you You should be able to find it anyway. On the link, it was my logo was on the link anyway, and a link to my site, so you should be able to find that. So, is it nice and quiet in your heads? How does that feel? Thank you very much for your email addresses. I appreciate everyone who's leaving their email addresses. And who else should I be working on? Trauma from, is Judy still around? Loss of your father. Okay. So your brains are all quiet. Has anyone else got loss? Sorry, grief. Because I've noticed this a couple of times. Yes. So grief. Thank you everyone for leaving your email address. I really appreciate that. I'll add you onto the mailing list. I promise not to spam you. Once a week you get an email from me. So anyone who's got any grief, for obviously the typical one would be loss of a loved one, but it can be something else which has happened to you, like something didn't happen that you're expecting. It could even be a job that you didn't get that you're expecting, or, you know, grief can come in many different forms. So grief around normally loss of a loved one, so or whatever that is. So anyone who's got grief around that sort of stuff, I'm just going to do everybody all at the same time, because we've got a big audience and I think it's just fairer to get to as many people as possible. So anyone who's had someone pass or has grief around, it can be over a marriage ending, it can be over something ending. If you know that you've got grief around that sort of situation, I will do my very best to help you and to clear it. So all you need to do, once again, is to close your eyes and think about it. Get yourself really just into that upset. Feel it as much as you possibly can. Drop into that grief. The last time you'll need to feel it, but you need to feel it deeply this time. Open that Pandora's box, let me in, and I will work on everybody. Friendships as well. Friendships ending is also can be grief. It doesn't have to be just a loved one. Oh, I can feel all of you. Thank you so much. I will do it for you right now. Okay, that's feeling better. How's that? Let me know how that grief's feeling, everybody. That should have lifted. Well, I know it's finished because I've got a funny face. That's just what happens to me. But yes. Whew, I wonder how many people we worked on just then. So let me know how that's feeling. You might just be taking a second to go, where the heck is that grief gone? Because it's weird. You're looking for it, because you've got all that heartbreak and that upset around what, you know, whatever the situation was, and you're just like, where's it gone? Oh my goodness, where's it gone? Okay, so from Nick Robson, that was interesting. At first, I could think of the grief a lot, and then as time went, I found it harder to connect to it. Ramona, lifted, amazing. Lindsay Ward, felt that it's lifted, thank you. Mel, once it's cleared, can it come back? Nope. It doesn't come back, woohoo! It's gone, it's just a pocket of energy. When these things are, okay, so let me explain that. Things like grief and rejection and abandonment, things which happened in the past don't come back. Things that are added to regularly, you can sometimes draw them back in. Like, for example, for the spider phobia. If you expect to have a spider phobia, and then you look at a spider and don't feel anything and just go, but I should be scared of that. And then you build it back up in your own head, then you can. It's rare, it's very rare. But people have just decided they've still got it and not had there's a degree of emotional discipline that's needed to it to do this stuff. So when you notice a spider, and just don't freak out about it, just go, oh cool, I'm cool with spiders. Don't just go, I should be scared of spiders, and then get yourself in a tiswas about it. Then it can come back. So that has happened very rarely, but it has, and I just want to give you full disclosure on that. The grief, that's never come back. And I also, I've had good success with things like depression as well, which is just so wonderful. I'll tell you the story about that. I was working on a lady who was a client of mine, who she was just suffering from depression. She was suicidal, and she was getting frustrated about very minor things, which were excuse me, they were just completely doing her head in completely. So like she was supposed to meet her husband at 7 p.m. to go for dinner. She rang him at 6 o'clock and said, I'm going to be early. Can you come early? He said, no, darling, I'm finishing work. I can't come any earlier. That's the time. I'll be on time. I'll be there. And she arrives at 20 to 7 to the train station. He arrives at 7 o'clock and she can't look at him. She's so annoyed. She just can't even look at him. Like, she's just, so, she goes, I know I'm being irrational, but I'm still so angry about it. And I just don't want anything to do with this. I just think I want to end it. I want to kill myself. I considered killing myself yesterday or this morning. And so I've come to see you. And this is the first person I worked on with depression. This was about 4 or 5 years ago. And I spent a long time. It took 3 or 4 hours. We did layer after layer after layer, like we've been today, layer after layer. And after all these layers, and then we had to, because it's level 1 stuff I was doing, you have to take a break, and then you do the next bit and you take a break. And I got to a stage, I went, I think it's gone. And she went, I think it's gone too. And both of us sat there and looked and went, really? Is that possible? Could we have done that? Has that really happened? So anyway, I rung her the next day, it's gone. Rung her the next day, gone. Kept on pestering her. Then it was every week, and then it was like every month. And a year later, it wasn't gone. She's had 2 kids by now. So, and her relationship was super happy. So it was at least 4 or 5 years ago. And it's never come back since. She's never had a suicidal thought in her mind. It's not crossed her mind since then, which is just so fun and rewarding and beautiful, because I just think it's a stagnation of energy. And I think, they talk about hormone imbalances. I think it's the emotions which create the hormones, which then cause the hormone imbalances. But it's the emotions, and the emotions are just this fog of energy around us, this gas of energy around us, and that creates the liquid of the hormones. That's, again, the solid liquid gas formula. So it creates the liquid, which makes the hormones, which makes the depression, which is obviously known in medical terms to be a chemical imbalance. But what causes a chemical imbalance? It's the emotions, and then they feed into each other and cross over a lot. So that was really wonderful. I've helped a number of people with depression, which is just fun and amazing. So let me just have a little read of what people are saying to me in the web chat. Sorry, give me just a sec. Amazing, lifted. Does it come back? Still. So a little bit, still lingers a bit. Give yourself, Sunita Nightingale, give yourself a little bit of time. It might still be shifting out of you. Okay, can you help move my teeth? Dentist phobia, maybe. Give me a second. Has anyone else got that? I'm just going to have a quick look at the Q&As. I just want to make sure I'm not missing people, because I'm reading the other one. Thank you for this. How's everyone feeling? Has everything helped? I also think that most people have got PTSD. I think you get PTSD from a breakup. I think you get PTSD from many different things. So I think it's really important to start to shift that if you can. Energy around your head, calming monkey. Well, the calming of the monkey light brain lasts for days. Unfortunately, no, I've put a force field around you. It might last for a couple of days, but best way to clear it is to come on one of my courses, because then you don't have the traumas, and they have the access point through the traumas. Clear the traumas, clear the disease, clear the monkey brain. Kind of evaporated. Thank you from Judy. Do you think nutrition needs to be addressed with this work or not? I think nutrition is hugely important. I think you want to make sure you're not having horrible chemicals in your system. I definitely think exercise and nutrition are important, but I think the fundamental thing that causes disease is emotional trauma. But, if you're eating burgers every day and having all these toxins and having all this Monsanto chemicals and stuff like that, poisoning yourself is never going to be good, is my opinion on that. And exercise, I think, is good to move things around, stagnation around. Has success with anyone who stammers? I've not worked on it, but I think it's in this book, which will tell me the emotional reason why. Booking for a private session. And we will hopefully be able to. June, leaving your email addresses, you can do it in, there's a private thing I think you can type. Okay, so PTSD. Yes, everyone's got PTSD. Had a bad experience, so won't go. I don't know what that's on. Scared of the dentist. Okay. Anyone else scared of the dentist? There's a couple of people who've got have mentioned that, or maybe it was the same person a couple of times. Let's do that one there. Okay, so let's do fear of the dentist for Price, I think, and anyone else who's got it as well. Let's do that now. Is that feeling better? Hi, Amajit. Let me know if that's feeling any better, Leanne. My old friend Amajit, I've not seen you in a long time. I owe you a course. You should come on the course next time I do it. Message me. I've not seen you in a long time. Lovely. Okay, so I'd like to tell you a bit more about the course. As I've put my PayPal on this at the top, so you should be able to find that quite easily. And I'm offering 20% off, so it will be 200 rather than £250, and you will learn how to do this, how to dissolve emotional traumas. Exactly what we've been doing. Phobias and emotional traumas and solo events are in level 1. You will be able to do this every single time. It works. You won't be able to do it as many people as me and as fast as me. So what? It's level 1. Level 4 you will. I'm also looking for people to building careers within this, because this work's so fun and so incredible. I will run out of time to be working on one-to-one people soon enough when this work gets out, because it's only in its infancy at the moment. I'm doing a lot of work with PR as well. So very soon I'll run out of time. I want to focus on teaching and high-profile people, and I will need other people to be doing it. And level 4 students, I will be promoting you through the website and taking a commission, but then you choosing your hours and booking things. So I will be doing that soon. So that's what level 4 students are, and all the courses are £250, and they're weekends, and they're available over Zoom at the moment, in person when we're able to do it. And let me talk you through level 1. As I said, level 1 is on the 13th and 14th of June, as well as the 18th and 19th of July. You can look at my Instagram, Antonia_Harman, for more information about what the students think. I've also got a YouTube channel. I'm based in London. So yes, I'm based in London, so you can do it from London. I also teach in Birmingham, and I'm available to be teaching other places, but Zoom works really, really well. But my YouTube has got testimonials, and so does my Instagram. So basically what you learn is meditation hacks to drop into stillness and a deep meditation within a few seconds, and you can do it. It will, everyone says, and people who meditate every day, and I had somebody who teaches meditation years ago who said, this is the deepest I've ever been in meditation. It took me 30 seconds to get there. It's a hack how to get into it very quickly. Because what I do is teach awakening. As I said, I believe you guys to be gods and goddesses, and myself too. And I've awoken my latent abilities, some of them, allowing me to be able to do this naturally. And it's something called higher level magic versus, and it's not lower level magic. Lower level magic is not an Antonia term, it's an ancient mystery schools term. And lower level magic would be what you're familiar with. That's allopathic medicine, it's Reiki, it's shamanism. All the wonderful modalities that are out there are using an intermediary to help you, using a potion, using a spell, you're using a being, you're using a ceremony, you're using whatever it might be, an angel, to help you do the work. And that is the fundamentally what lower level magic is. Higher level magic is you doing the doing, you having awoken your God and Goddess self, and you doing it with intention. So it works every time. All you need to do is think it, and it works, which is just really easy, fun. That's the hardest thing people have, getting their head around how easy it is. That messes people's heads up. They get it by the end of the 2 days, but everyone's just going, but how, but how, but how? Think it, or think a synonym of it, and it just works. It just always works. It's just who we were always meant to be and who we truly, truly are. And it becomes as easy as breathing. Honestly, talking is much more work than doing this work. It really, really is. So we do meditation hacks, and then we learn how to dowse, which some people can do obviously already, but we learn how to dowse numbers and work out how many energetic hooks we have. Hooks we put into other people and have on ourselves, and they're siphoning off our life force by different judgments and opinions and different things we have towards other people. There's that. And then day 2, first thing we learn is the big eraser, to erase emotional traumas and phobias. And then we talk about all the different horrible things that people suffer, like PTSD and grief, and the 7 stages of grief, just to explain things to people. After which we do some fun energies, which are little hack energies. So there's one like wellness, which boosts your immune system and helps with pathogens. There's one called vitamins and minerals. You can energetically boost your vitamins and minerals. There's one called siesta, which perks you up. You feel like you've had a nap. There's food optimization, which is like praying for food. As you know, every major religion prays for food, and it's just a blessing for food to stop it from freaking out. If you listen to the stuff from Cleve Baxter about food freaking out but hasn't been blessed. And then we have this wonderful one about changing the taste of wine, which is just super fun. So that's everything which is in the class. So you're asking me, I'm just looking at Marie. This book is called Metaphysical Anatomy by Louise Hayes. From Mel, what's the name of the book again, please? Yes, Metaphysical Anatomy by Louise Hayes. It is on Amazon for about £39. It's very, very interesting. That's that book. And if anyone is interested in doing the class, as I said, we're offering a 20% off. The next class is the 13th and 14th of June. So it would be £200 if you pay today, or 250 if you pay later. And it's you learn how to dissolve trauma. It's really, really fun to do. So one last person. We're running out of time now. You're welcome, Maria and Nick. We're running out of time. Does anyone else? Let me have a quick look at the questions and see what we have. Towards the bottom, where do you leave the email address? June, I think you can just, I think the questions is just for me, so I don't think anyone else can read them. So if you can leave your email address there, and I will try to, at the end of the chat, hopefully I should be able to have them all written down, or I'll just copy and paste them myself. So yes, if you could just leave it where you've left your question, that would be absolutely fine. What else there? PTSD. Yes, Ramona, I can work on PTSD. PTSD is what I would call a theme. So themes are something which, I mean, everyone has, well, many people have issues around abandonment, betrayal, and rejection. Those are super, super common things that people have. So and that would be something as a theme, something that happened multiple times, and PTSD is often that as well. So PTSD, it can be from a solo event, but often, at least with complex PTSD, it means that it's happened multiple times. It's just been that same sort of shock issue. And yes, I've worked on PTSD with a number of clients with success. Obviously, there are no guarantees. If you want a guarantee, buy a washing machine. But I've had success with these things before in the past, and hopefully I would with you if you wanted to do it. Okay, let me read Marie. Whenever I bring my attention to my mouth, I instantly start gagging. I wonder if there's something that can be cleared that way. I'm not sure what that is, my dear. I'm not sure what that is. We need to know a bit more about it and where that came from. If you can think of the initial trauma that happened and when that started, then I might be able to work on that. Right now, I don't have enough information. I'm sorry. Thank you for the email addresses, everybody who's just been putting email addresses down. I'm very grateful. I will be sending out weekly emails about everything. Okay. I think people have asked me the same question again and again. Okay, let's do the snake phobia for June, who's asked me several times, I think. So, June, snake phobia. So please close your eyes and think about a snake wriggling around. When you've got it, I should be able to clear it. Yeah, I can feel you doing it. Okay, how's that feeling, June? Let me know, and I will just look at my Q&As. So thank you for your email addresses, June. Tell me how that feels as well. And we will be finishing in just a second. We're nearly out of time, my dears. So what is that? So Justin, are you able to diagnose what we might need to clear it? Hang on a second. Let me see. Let me see that one. What to clear what, my dear Justine? I don't know what you're talking about, my dear. I'm sorry. Okay. What about COVID? Ramona, I don't know about COVID. I'm not working on COVID. Yes. I can clear the anxiety around COVID. I'm definitely working on that. I wouldn't make any claims around COVID. That's way too dangerous a thing to be doing. My speciality at the moment, although I'm working and getting better, the emotional stuff is really where my expertise lies. So traumas and anxiety and phobias. I don't know. Yes, and I'm working more into the liquids, so the chronic pains and the chronic pains in the system, those sorts of things seem to be working pretty well. I've got another person I'm working with an autoimmune, and that seems to be clearing up at the moment. I don't want to lay claim to anything about COVID. I'm sorry about that. Too big an issue at the moment. But hopefully, people are being sensible and maintaining a good diet. One thing I will say about COVID, and I do want people to be aware of this, is there are a couple of things that people need to know. One thing is stress shuts down your immune system. Please, please, please be aware of this. It's very, very important to know this. Watching the news every single day, having all the flashes on your phones all the time will cause you stress. And what happens, let me explain this. This is Bruce Lipton's story, and I love Bruce Lipton. He's a wonderful, wonderful guy. He explains that if you have a saber-toothed tiger chasing after you and you're running the heck away from this saber-toothed tiger, how much of your energy and your life force would you like to be donated to digesting your sandwich, healing your cold, doing anything like that, versus how much would you like to be running the heck away from the tiger? And the answer is 100% of your energy you want devoted to getting away from the tiger. And that's what happens when we're stressed. All the energy goes to our arms and our legs to run away from the tiger. It's not in our trunk, it's not in our brain. Our brain capacity goes down and our processing organs don't work properly. And your immune system literally shuts down. So stress shuts down your immune system. Too much sugar shuts down your immune system. That's a very important thing to know as well. Anger shuts down your immune system. So make sure you're having a sensible diet, eating lots of fresh fruit and veg, not getting too stressed, not watching the news too much. Laughing is good for your immune system. Watch funny movies, have fun, get on Zoom with your friends. Those are all things which will help you to avoid getting COVID. Keep your immune system strong. It's much easier as a preventative measure. And watching the news is destructive to your psyche. Obviously, watch some of it. Keep abreast of current affairs. It's very important to know what's going on, but it doesn't have to be on 24 hours a day. Nothing's changing that much. Keep abreast of it. Obviously, that's important to know, but don't get addicted to news, because that may well shut down your immune system. You're far more likely to get sick. So please, please, please be aware of that. That's what I'll say on COVID. Okay, so it's reached 8 o'clock. Thank you everybody for being here. If anyone would like to, yes, thank you for your email addresses. I'm going to try and copy all of those now. If anyone's interested in joining the course, please do message me. Antonia at divineempowerment.co.uk is my email, or divineempowerment.co.uk is my website. You can get through to me on there. And yes, sorry, what's that say? Yes, so please get through to my Instagram is Antonia_Harman. My YouTube is Divine Empowerment or Antonia Harman. You'll find me on those. And thank you so much. And please let me know if anyone's interested in doing a course. I'd be very grateful to have more students. It's a really, really fun thing. I would love you guys all to be learning it. And you have all been amazing. And I hope you're feeling a little bit better. Thank you, everybody. And I'm just reading some of those. Crying a thought of loved ones have passed. Oh, no tears are very strange but peaceful. Thank you so much. So yes, so interesting. I'll just read some of these. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes. Yeah, sorry, Cherie, thank you so much. I do feel a shift. I was crying when I thought of my two loved ones who passed, and now I feel an emptiness. There are no tears or emotions. Feels very strange but peaceful. Yes, that emptiness is peace. It's the absence of having all those emotions. Those are the fireworks were the grief, the sadness, the loneliness, the loss, whatever it might have been. That was the fireworks. Now peace is just flat. It feels empty. It is empty because you've emptied out all of that negative emotions. So that's completely right, Cherie. So let me just read. Wow, from Lynn. Thank you again. Feel a lot calmer and safe, and lots of wows. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you. I will see you in June or July, Sedgwick. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The July course can be taken online. Yes. Any other questions? Before I close, if anyone's got any questions for me, I'll happily answer things now. So the July course can be taken online. All my courses are available online and in person. So I do a Zoom session, and if they are available in person from London, people can come and do them in person with me too. I'm also been teaching in Birmingham because I obviously do the shows up in Birmingham as well. So happy to do that in Birmingham, should we be allowed out. But definitely I'll be doing them, even if they are in person, be having computer screens available too, because we had a student from India yesterday, so it makes things easier if people are international. So yes, I will always be doing things via Zoom. You're going to buy the Yvette Rose book. It's very interesting. Thank you, Chris. Chris, my lovely long-term student. Any other questions or comments before I do actually close? I have overrun, but I think they won't mind too much. Yes, I will. I'm just going to have a quick look at the Q&As, and I think we're done. Lovely. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you again. Thank you.